What's up, everybody? Nick James here for another episode of Nick's Nerd News, the show that's going to get you your Week in Geek in just 4 minutes. Now, that's not much time, so how about we dive right into it? Captain Marvel came out. Did you see it? Because I did, and boy, do I have to say I loved it. Now, Marvel, over the last decade, has kind of made up a formula to how to introduce a brand new character. It's a person who doesn't have powers, they get powers, they become a hero. This time, they kind of mixed that up. Now, I won't say too much. There will not be spoilers in this video, but it's a little bit different than the 3-act structure that they're used to, and it seems to be working because that movie opened up at $455 million. That's a lot, and what's even more impressive, in its second week, it was able to bring in another $69.3 million domestically and another $120 million internationally. That's amazing. So great ode to Captain Marvel. And before that movie even got a little cold, we saw some more footage of Carol Danvers in action, but this time with the Avengers. That's right, before the movie even got out of its opening weekend, Marvel released a Marvel's Avengers Endgame for them to show us a little bit of Carol Danvers there. Now, I don't want to spoil too much, so if you haven't seen it, go out and do so now, but there's an interaction between her and Thor. It's gonna be great, guys. Now, if you're a little bit nervous for what Endgame's gonna be, I have a little bit of a scoop for you. So this is kind of a bit of a spoiler. If you noticed in Infinity War, the main 6 really weren't that big of a part. That's right, the characters who were introduced to us in 2012's Avengers kind of took a back seat. We didn't get that much of Iron Man yet. He fought Thanos, but where was he the last half hour? Captain America, where was he the first half hour? You know, all these characters took a back seat, but I promise you, I have word from Kevin Feige, through another source, that they will be part of this. Check this out. People would point out that Cap wasn't in Infinity War a whole lot, Feige told Empire magazine, and Iron Man really didn't speak for the last half hour because of what was going on. But those characters and all the original 6 are very much the focus of Endgame in a very personal and emotional way. Oh no, guys, what's that gonna mean? It sounds a little too hardcore, a little personal. I mean, we know that most of these actors' contracts are up at the end of this Endgame. Will they come back? Will maybe their characters not make it through the end? I don't know, but we will know soon. Next month, guys. We just have to keep it together a little bit longer, and that movie will be arriving to us. But in the meantime, I have one last piece of news in the Marvel Universe that might get a lot of people happy. That's right, James Gunn is back. The director who was once fired from Marvel/Disney has now returned. If you remember, it was actually on one episode of Nick's Nerd News where we talked about his dismissal after 10-year-old tweets were brought up, and Disney has said, hey, maybe we went a little too hard, a little too fast, and now we have to pump the brakes and maybe ask this guy to come back. We have him back, and he took to Twitter, something I didn't think was going to happen, but he got back on Twitter and had this to say. I am tremendously grateful to every person out there who has supported me over the past few months. I am always learning and will continue to work at being the best human being I can be. I deeply appreciate Disney's decision, and I am excited to continue making films that investigate the ties of love that binds us all. I have been and continue to be incredibly humbled by your love and support. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Love to you all. So like it or not, he is back for Volume 3. I'm kind of excited to see where that goes. I'm a big fan of the first one. The second one's not my favorite, but it's still a pretty good story, so let's hope he finishes his trilogy strong. That's all the time I got for you guys. Where does the time fly? Who knows when you're having such nerd fun? Be sure, if you want to catch up with all things Nick's Nerd News, follow me on Twitter, or you can always subscribe down beneath. I've been Nick James for Nick's Nerd News. Thanks so much. Take care.